Hi, welcome to Qigong Live Online today. Today we're going to do exercise. This is the advanced class. We're going to do exercise for the shoulders. Somebody asked me about Qigong exercise for your shoulders to make your shoulders stronger and more supple and more flexible. And sometimes we can carry a lot of stress in our shoulders, and we know we like this, especially when you're on the computer, your shoulders go up and get a bit tense. So we're going to do some exercises, do some warm-up exercises first for your shoulders, and then we're going to do a couple of exercises just to help relax your shoulders. So we're going to do shoulder shrugs to start off with. So you're doing circles. You're going forward, backwards, just to warm the shoulders up, take away all the tension out of the shoulders. As I say, there's lots of tension. It's the second biggest articulation in the body joint. This, of course, your hips are the two biggest ones, and the shoulders are the second one. Well, it could be the shoulders, your leg, or your knees, depending on how big your knee joint is and how big your shoulder joint is. But they're pretty close. And so it's a big articulation to do with your arms. And there's a lot of tension, and there are a lot of blockages, the blood and the chi flowing through your shoulders. And so there's lots of ways you can get the energy moving so the shoulders are free and relaxed, and then the energy moves smoothly through the shoulders. Good. Now I have a couple of favorite stretches. I bring my arm around and I put my arm and I pull my shoulder back, and I can feel it pulling across the top of my shoulder. It's a really nice stretch. And I'm pulling this arm towards myself. I can feel it stretching. Good. And try the other side. And I've had lots of rugby injuries over the years that have smashed up my shoulders, the joys of playing rugby. But I maintain the body. There's still damage in there, but they're so much better than they've ever been. Now put your arm down the back and push it. I'm pushing the elbow down so I can stretch the shoulder right down. My shoulders probably have more movement now and more fluid than they've ever had, but there certainly wasn't lots of injuries when I first started Qigong. There was certainly lots of noise in my shoulders, creaking and grinding, but they're so much better now. And these exercises keep all the chi moving, keep the suppleness of the ligaments and tendons. And all the fascia gets all the energy moving through the fascia, all the fluid moving through the fascia. Good. Do a couple each side. Normally if I'm going to stretch, I'd do a lot longer. So we're only going to do a short stretching thing just so I can show you the exercises. And you'll have your own set of shoulder exercises. There's so many different exercises you can do to stretch your shoulders. There's lots and lots of them. I'm just doing a couple that I like. The other one, we get into like our fingers at the back like that. We get into like our fingers. And we're going to push our hands up at the back that way. Yeah. Now, depending on your shoulders, how high you can get. If you've got really flexible shoulders, you can put your hands right up the back. I don't have that. I spend too much time at the gym to stop that. So the flexibility. And then relax. And then push them up again. And I can feel them pulling through the shoulders here. It's a great stretch. And relax. Push them up again. And relax. Good. Now shake them out. Now see, they already feel better now. So we're going to do big circles. So I always think if you're going to do articulation of shoulders, you might as well do big articulations. I'll just come forward a bit. So do big movements. So we're doing full range of movements of the shoulders. Forward and backwards, and articulation of that. And of course, depending on your shoulder health, about how many injuries you've had with your shoulders, whether you can actually do this or not. And be okay that sometimes there might be limitations of this exercise. Yep. Good. You want to go forward and back, go the other side. Always do one side, always want to do the other. Go the other way. Good. Bring the elbows forward. Now turn the elbows around. Turn the balance back. Shoulders are going forward and backwards. Cool. So what we're doing, this is a strange thing. We're stretching, we're using muscles to relax muscles, which is counterproductive in lots of ways. So there's ways you can do is to get your articulation of your shoulder without using muscles to do it. And that comes from the sinew stretching, the fast rock sinew stretching, where you can you move your hips backwards and forwards and let your shoulder just relax so your shoulder's not doing anything at all. And I just let the shoulder move by itself. Yep. And it's just coming from the hips doing this. So now the shoulder can be completely relaxed, and I'm exercising, I'm stretching all the ligaments, tendons, but I'm not doing anything with the shoulder. The shoulder's just hanging. So if I stop moving my hips, the arm just keeps moving until it stops. Yep. So if I do it the other way, move my hips, it just gets the arm forward and backwards. Yep. There you go. Like that. And I can just feel the shoulder just hanging, and I can feel the ligaments moving inside there. But there's no pressure because I'm not using muscles to move my shoulder. I'm using nothing at all. The shoulder's just hanging. And there's lots of different exercises. You can go from side to side. There's a whole set. If you actually have a look in the beginners series, there's the whole set of these exercises where you use one part of your body to move a different part. So there's no tension on your muscles or your ligaments at all because you're generating something else. At the moment, I'm doing this exercise with my hips. My arms are doing nothing. If I stop my hips, the arms are just going to slowly stop by themselves. And if I move my hips again, then the arms go. But what's happening is it's moving the shoulders and the joints and the elbows and the wrists. They're all articulating with no pressure on them. Very cool. There you go. And if I move my hips back and forth, the arms go forward and backwards by themselves. There you go. There's another one. Feels great. And so I get all the stretch in my shoulders without any pressure on it. Now, of course, if you're very flexible and you can do the aeroplane thing, which I do with my son, and that's where if you do the twisting of the hips, if you do it fast enough, you're going to end up getting your hand so you can do this. Now my arm's not doing that, my hips are doing that. If I stop my hips, it's just going to do this. But if I swing my hips fast, then the arm goes forward like that. Yeah, cool. And so the arm's doing nothing, it's just moving around the socket and the whole thing's relaxed. The whole socket of my shoulder's relaxed. And if I go the other way, it's happening nothing to do with my elbow. Nothing to do with my shoulder, it's just got to do with my hips. So it's a great way. So it opens up the whole shoulder because there's no pressure. I'm not using muscles to move the shoulder. I'm doing nothing. I'll just let the shoulder relax. Yeah. Do the other one. Feels great. Feels about to take off. So the faster I go with my hips, of course, the faster the arm's going to go. But there's no pressure on my arm. I have to go the other way to balance it up. But there's no pressure on my shoulder at all, so there's no injuries going to happen because the ligaments are just moving at its normal range of movement. There's just no pressure in there. There you go. This is great. My shoulders feel like they're just growing about. Actually, it does actually hurt. I did that in class one day. I had everybody measure. They hold their fingers down. I got people to measure on their side. They didn't have trousers on their head. And I got them to measure on the side of their body the length of their fingertip down the side of their body and mark it on their leg. And then we did all these exercises, including the one I just did with this one here using your hips. And we went back and everybody, the arm had grown about, some of it even about an inch or like 2.5, 3 centimeters longer just by doing the exercise because all the stress in the shoulder and it just moved, it stretched the elbow, stretched the wrist, and the arm had got longer. Because of all the tension, because the tension makes it short. As you tense, everything gets smaller, and relax, it just gets longer. And so the hands were long. It was quite surprising how much it grows. Yeah. So there you go. So now the shoulders feel fantastic. So we're going to do a couple of exercises that are Qigong exercises that are very good for the shoulders and any tension in the shoulders. And it's a great thing to do if you've been sitting on the computer too long or you've been doing anything sitting too long. And it's called Wild Goose Flying. It's from the Shao Taiji Qigong system. And it's a simple exercise. So you bring both your shoulders up, then your elbows up, then your wrists up. And then you take your shoulders down, elbows down, wrists down. Yeah. So the shoulders go up, elbows go up, wrists go up. It's like a bird flying. And then your shoulders down, elbows down, wrists down. Now the body does the, I'm going to add the next piece to that. The body does the opposite. So as my shoulders go up, the body goes down. I go down, arms go up. As the arms come down, the body comes up. It's just like flying. Yeah. Shoulders, elbows, wrists. Shoulders, elbows, wrists. Perfect. Shoulders, elbows, wrists. Shoulders, elbows, wrists. Good. So you breathe in as you go down. And you breathe out as you go up. Breathe in as you go down. Breathe out as you go down. That's it, good. Now when you come to the side, make sure the arms come to the side. They come into the side, elbows, shoulders, elbows to the side. The best you can, what you don't want to do is lift them to the front, yeah, like that. So you're going shoulders, elbows, wrists to the side. Shoulders, elbows, wrists, the best you can. So they're doing it to the side, not to the front. Yep. A couple more times. And down. Good. Shoulders, elbows, wrists, coming up. And you can feel that when I first started this, when my shoulders were really knocked around from the rugby, when I first did this, I could just hear a grouching going on in the sinews. But now I can do it, and they're relatively quiet because all the ligaments and tendons now are all stretched. And they're all supple, and they have lots more blood and chi flowing through them, so they're a lot more flexible. And so I don't get that grindy noise like I used to have when they're all really dry and really, really damaged. Breathing in and breathing out. Very cool. So we're going to do another shoulder exercise. This one we're going to go to Lao Tzu Xiaodan, which is a sitting meditation set. We're going to take one particular part out of this exercise. And this is Taiji Gong, which is Grand Ultimate Gong. And this is part 2. This is opening the vessels, this is called. So we're going to bring the hands forward. We're going to put both hands forward. And we're going to turn both palms so they're facing up. And then you're going to pull your elbows back and bring your arms back. And as they come back, your fingertips are going to brush past your rib cage. They brush past a point called Da Bell, which is a spleen 21 point, and then it pushes backwards, push them back with the palms up, and then come round to the side, palms facing towards the ground, come all the way to the front with palms down, and then turn the hands over and pull your elbows back again. They go underneath your arms. I'll turn around so you can see that. It goes underneath your arms, and they push straight backwards. Depending on how your articulation of your shoulders is, it goes straight back. Then turn your palms around. So the palms are down, it comes around to the front. Yep. Comes around to the front, turn your hands over. Bring your elbows back, pull your elbows back. Brush your fingertips past your rib cage, and then push them back. Yep. Yep. So you breathe in as you come back. Breathe out as they go backwards. Breathe in as they come around. Breathe out as you turn. Breathe in as you go backwards. So it's 4 points of contact with the breathing, 4 parts of the breathing. Breathing in, breathing out as they go back. Breathing in as they come round to the side. Breathing out as they turn. Breathe in as they come back. Breathe out as they go back. Perfect. Breathe in as they come around. Breathe out. Breathe in as it comes back. And you feel the shoulder articulation in the shoulders. When you're doing this, you can feel the pressure on the shoulders. You can feel the articulation. Turn your hands around. You can feel the shoulders turning as you come around. Breathing in. And breathing out. Breathing in. And breathing out. Now I'm going to get you to lower your hands down. Good. And if there's any tension building in your shoulder, just shake your shoulders out so get rid of any tension. Yep. Move your hips. Let the arm relax. Move the other hip. There you go. So you want to have the arms, you just want the whole body. You want the whole body to be relaxed so there's no tension in any joints. All the joints are very super flexible, but you still have the power. So I still have the muscle power. There's still lots of power in the arms. There's still lots of power, but they're relaxed. And so you can have both pieces. You have the relaxation for the energy, and you have the muscle power, so you have the 2 pieces. Yeah, it's important, because otherwise, if you just do Qigong and nothing else, you end up with lots of energy, but then all your muscles will sad. Your muscles get atrophied because you're not using them, engaging them anymore, because you're just using the energy. So you need to do both. And so that's why I go to the gym. I go to the gym to keep the muscles strong and the sinews strong. And then I do Qigong to get the energy strong, because when I'm doing the Qigong, I'm not engaging the muscles and sinews. They're relaxed. There's nothing going on. They're just the energy's moving the body instead. So it's two parts to it, yeah? So exercise the energy, exercise the muscles, two things. So there's another part to that exercise. So we're doing this one, we're going back this way. So of course there's another version of that where it goes the opposite way. Is when you start from the front and it comes around to the front, comes underneath your elbows, and then it comes forward from the back. Now turn your hands over. Now what does this look like? It looks very much like breaststroke, doesn't it? Because a lot of the swimming strokes, well, all of the swimming strokes, come from very powerful articulations of the body. And this is one of them. Breathing in. Now you can do a breather on, breathing in, and then breathing out. Breathing in. And all of these are Qigong exercises. And then breathing out. Breathing in. And breathing out. Or then you do the other one, you can breathe out and then breathe in. And it just has a different application which way you do the breath. Breathing in. Breathing out. I think I swapped it over then. Breathing out. Breathing in. So they both are applicable, they just have a different application. Very cool. So if you think of that, simple way, there's an exercise one of the monks does. I see him on YouTube now, and he does the exercise, this one, where he does this one. He goes backwards. I think he goes backwards this way, which is like backstroke here, and he goes back this way. Yeah, and it's like backstroke. So these articulation points are really important. There's one that does both hands over, just like breaststroke, like butterfly, comes forward, comes over, comes that way with the shoulders as well. Now these aren't necessarily martial applications, but there is an exercise called boxing tiger's ears out of the Yang Soul Tai Chi that does this exact move. It comes forward and you box the ears of the tiger. And the idea, of course, you out of your palms hit this person's ears and you hit them the side of the head. Not that we do that, but understand that's what the principle of. And this is that exercise of learning how to do that exercise. Yeah, and it's just like breaststroke. Breaststroke this way, butterfly that way. Yeah, and the same with the swimming, the normal swimming stroke. This freestyle stroke, I think they used to call it Australian crawl, but this exercise has been around for thousands of years. That looks like this, and it's in at monastery school exercises. It's in the Shao exercises. It's called floating silk hands in the Shao, where it looks like you're swimming. Yeah, and so these exercises, because what's happened with the swimming, yeah, they've learned that the body articulates a certain way, and there's certain power moves you can do to generate lots of power. There's a lot of power doing that, and there's a lot of power doing that, and there's a lot of power doing that. So they've worked out the most efficient ways to use your arms and legs, and then generated sports around doing just that. It's like just running. You've worked out that these legs make you run quick, so let's have a running race. And then we've worked out other ones, how you can lift lots of heavy weights a certain way, because that's the way the body's designed. And the same with the swimming. Worked out the most effective way to swim. Nobody's ever invented a faster way of swimming than those three strokes and backstroke. I know that they do side stroke, and I've seen side stroke competitions, but it's nowhere near as fast as doing freestyle, because it's just the way the body articulates. So nobody's invented a different way. I could be wrong. So if you've, I don't want to say nobody, because I don't know. There could be somebody's invented a stroke that's faster than those four. I don't know. It would, by now it would be Olympic sport by now, but I never know. So if there is a faster way of swimming than those four, let me know, because I always like to learn. I'd hate to say that they're the only four strokes, because there could be other ones. But they're the most dynamic ones that I know of today, and they're also Qigong exercises because they're of the articulation of how the body works. Yeah, they're very cool anyway. So now your shoulders should feel super relaxed, And you have that whole freedom when you move your shoulder. It just should feel everything nice and relaxed. And you'll feel it, the shoulder, if you put your hand on it, should be nice and warm now because all the energy is flowing through it, the blood circulating through it, and should be no tension. Everything should be nice and relaxed. There you go. So there's shoulder exercises too. There's ones, of course, for all parts of the body, but that's the shoulder ones today. Roll it on your, right, back on your legs. Put your thumbs facing backwards, roll back on your thumbs. Bring your left hand underneath, right hand on top. 2 thumbs together, Gong. Bring a fist with your left hand, cover with your right. Bring it towards your heart and then down. Good. And then step back and bow. If you have any questions about those exercises, please ask. And enjoy having nice relaxed shoulders and keep doing these exercises. As I say, there's a couple in there you can do every day. And especially if you're doing things with your shoulders, and especially if you're on the computer every day, it's such a good exercise to keep the shoulders nice and relaxed and keep that energy moving the best. Yep. Have a good day, everybody. And if you have any questions, please ask. Bye-bye.